Hello, welcome back to Pagan Parenting. This is episode 2, and I apologize because today I'm not introducing you to a pagan resource specifically, but one I still think is great for children. Today I would like to talk to you about a singer and songwriter named Raffi. Now, I started listening to Raffi when I was a child. He is a singer-songwriter for children. I forgot to specify that. And I started listening to him when I was a child, and I absolutely loved his music. His music was fun, it was positive, it was all around great. And I introduced it to my son when he was an infant, and my kids have been listening to it ever since, and they absolutely love his music too. It's great. And it first started my son off with Raffi's Lullaby album. He has one Lullaby album that I'm aware of. Sorry about that interruption. My daughter wanted apple juice. Anyway, where was I? Yes, I started my son off with Raffi's one Lullaby album, and he fell in love with it, and I just started buying him more of Raffi's CDs as I could, and I even got him one of Raffi's concert DVDs, and he doesn't get to watch it very often because it's on Amazon, but he loves it. One of the songs that I really like from Raffi's Lullaby album is he's got one song that he sings in Japanese. He tends to sing some of his songs, not many, but a few, in foreign languages like Japanese or French. He's French-Canadian, or he's from Canada, anyway. So he does like to sing some of his songs in French, which is fun for the kids. They love it. And the song that he sings in Japanese is called Haru ga Kita, and he keeps it very simple, so it's very easy for the children to follow, even if it is in a different language. He also has books that he's put out for children of some of the songs that he sings. We have a couple of them. One of the CDs that I got my kids has a song called Spider on the Floor, and my son was crazy about it. He absolutely loved it, so I got him the book, Spider on the Floor. It's really cute, and it's got really fun pictures, and on the back it even has the music for those who actually know how to read music, not me, to be able to learn to play the song, and it's got the lyrics. It's really cute. And my daughter needs me again. I apologize. Okay, now that my children are in bed, I will continue. I showed you Spider on the Floor, and another book that Raffi did was Wheels on the Bus, which, of course, is loved by all children, or my children anyway. My daughter's going through a Wheels on the Bus phase right now. And again, loaded with really good pictures. Real simple reading for beginning readers. And it's fun because they don't just get to read it, they get to sing it. And he's got a few other books too. I don't have them all. We have another one, Down by the Bay. It lists a few of the other books that he has. And we also have Down by the Bay hiding somewhere in my children's room. Couldn't find that one. Anywho, back to his music. Sorry, I have notes because I can't remember everything I want to say. One of his albums that really got me hooked back into Raffi as an adult was an album he did called Evergreen, Everblue. And the entire album, all 13 songs, are focused on sustainability and preserving the earth, which is perfect for spiritual-based practice, or earth-based spiritual practice like paganism. So even if the artist himself isn't pagan, it's great because we're still teaching our children at a young age to be mindful of the earth, for recycling, and to what's the word? You know, to try not to be wasteful. And like I'm currently, like I've got my children, you know, they already understand recycling, and I'm trying to teach them composting and to turn off the lights when they're not using them, to not waste water. And all these songs teach that, so they're already will be growing up with those thoughts in mind, just to try to be, you know, try not to be wasteful. Think about the earth. Try to sustain what resources we have and don't waste them. And he also, I mean, what's great about Raffi, he practices what he preaches. He's involved in multiple public services, and I will include a link to one of his websites in the description below, so you can reference them and check them out for yourself. And a couple of the public service programs that listed was the Spiritual Alliance to Stop Intimate Violence, and the Partnership for Children's Health and the Environment. Now, I haven't actually gone and looked into any of those myself, but I have a lot of faith that he really is very much involved in trying to make the world a better place for the children, for the earth. And back to his music, if you haven't heard of him, maybe there are some songs of his that you have heard, because he is famous for a few songs like Baby Beluga, Banana Phone, one of my favorites, or at least it was when I was a kid. Rise and Shine is a really cute, beautiful song. And one of his more recent albums was called The Love Bug, and my son loves that song in that album. And I really like his song, All I Really Need. That is a beautiful song that just talks about, sorry, I can't spoke tonight. Just loving my family. Like the chorus goes, all I really need is a song in my heart, food in my belly, and love in my family. It's just really cute and simple and easy for kids to follow. And Evergreen, Ever Blue, the album, also the first song on the album, I absolutely love it. It's a very catchy song. Clean Rain is another song on the album I thought was beautiful. Blue White Planet is another really good song. I forget which album that one's on, but it's really good. And my favorite song on his Lullaby album was Blessed Be. And it was it's a song about just singing to your baby while they're asleep, just telling the baby how much they're loved. But I guess, in a pagan perspective, it is kind of interesting that he doesn't say blessed be, he said blessed be, so that's kind of interesting, I guess. He has a Christmas album, and my favorite song as a kid and even to this day was Old Toy Trains. Absolutely love that song, and my son loves it now too because he loves trains. And he also has a book. This isn't a children's book, it's an adult's book that I highly recommend. It's called Child Honoring: How to Turn the World Around. It is a excellent book. I absolutely love it. It's a pretty thick book. I mean, it's not dictionary thick, but it's really good. It's not he wasn't the only one who wrote it. Almost every section has a different author, so numerous people help put this book together. And I don't remember all of it. I read it, it's been a couple years since I've read it. I read it while I was pregnant with my daughter, and she's going to be 3 next month. So, one of the stories I remember is something I learned from the book was called about shade-grown coffee. And I hadn't heard of shade-grown coffee before. And I drink coffee every day, so learning that you can buy shade-grown coffee, even if it's not, I can't always afford organic, but just knowing that if I buy shade-grown coffee that's I'm helping support the environment, because shade-grown coffee provides homes for animals like birds. I mean, that alone was useful information, and I'm making a difference every time I buy coffee at the store because I'm buying shade-grown coffee. That's all I buy now. And him, Raffi, and a woman named Sharna Olfman, they were the editors of the book. That's what they look like. And like I said, Raffi has some sections, she has some sections, and there are numerous authors you can see right there, well, sort of, that have helped in the book. And one thing I thought was very interesting, if you saw on the cover already, was that the foreword in the book is done by the Dalai Lama, and I thought that was pretty awesome. I haven't read any of his books yet, but from what little I have learned about the Dalai Lama, I definitely intend to and want to read some of his books. But yeah, back to my notes. And the whole book is focused on changing our values, so to start putting children first in order to heal communities and restore ecosystems. I mean, that's the way to do it, right? Is to teach the young. That way they can do better than we have done. And it teaches us that the best way to redesign society for the greater good is by meeting the priority needs of the children. I mean, that totally makes sense in my head. And yes, what I said is basically quoting the back of the book. And, I mean, sections, like I already said, the sections are written by different people, so it's not all perspective or words coming from one individual. But yeah, I mean, it's an amazing book. I think he's an amazing guy. He's spent most of his life focusing on children. And he continues to spend most of his time, focusing on children, just making the world a better place for everyone. He is very much about... His book doesn't really touch religion, like anything specific. And I haven't heard of his religious beliefs, actually. He's all about coexisting and just loving one another and caring for one another. I mean, that's what the message we want our children to grow up with is, right? So, thank you for watching. And I hope to see you again next time. Or, I hope you continue watching. I don't exactly get to see you, but I hope you continue watching. And stay tuned. I will hopefully have an episode 3 for you in a week or so. Blessed be. Bye.